Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So in today's video, we'll be talking about two large storm systems that will be taking their track across the central United States and pushing into the eastern United States over the coming week and a half. And before we get into the topic of today's video, I do want to quickly mention that if you guys are new, hello and welcome. If you like this content, I'm a weather hobbyist, not a meteorologist, but consider subscribing. Check out the channel obviously first. And if you are a returning viewer or a new viewer, liking the video also helps out if you like it. Quite intuitive, and if you could leave a comment, that would be awesome. I answer all comments pretty much. Maybe a few go unanswered, but again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about the hurricane, storm, whatever, leave it down below. I will answer them. I will be briefly mentioning the tropical storm, almost Hurricane Elsa, but that won't be the focus, and that's not what I'm referring to when I say storm, because that's such a severe and serious situation, usually with the tropics and whatnot. I just let the officials do it, and yeah, so I'm directing you here. If you're here to get extra information across the for the hurricane or a tropical storm, you're welcome to stay. But again, for the official info, National Hurricane Center and the National Weather Service are your two best sources. And notice right now we have the map pulled up for watches, warnings of all kind. Notice we have a ton of activity across the Northeast. We have some severe thunderstorms that were firing up. They just tracked through New York City as I'm recording this at around 6:30 p.m. So they're at 7:30. We do also have some heat advisories there. It's pretty warm there again. Notice across the Midwest, we do have some severe thunderstorm watches and warnings as well for some pretty strong thunderstorms. Further across the Northwest, we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings right there and a severe thunderstorm watch. Notice we also have heat warnings, excessive heat watches, those are red flag warnings across the Southwest, all of that good stuff. And a few, again, flash flood watches, flash flood advisory, severe thunderstorm warnings for the ongoing monsoons across the Southwest, which have been, again, rather intense. And notice this is the precipitation outlook for many cities across the Southwest. And then, of course, the Southeast, the South getting precipitation from that tropical system, and where the actual center is, there's hurricane warnings issued, tropical storm advisories, surge warnings, probably some flood advisories. I mean, look at that, small craft advisory, wind advisory, rip current statement, beach hazards, flood watch, tornado watch, flood warning, tropical storm warning, hurricane warning, surge storm warning. So a ton of stuff going on, and I will show you the radar. Actually, I want to show you the track of the hurricane. Potentially, it is a tropical storm as of recording this video, which is as of 6:30, and this was still, again, kind of with that 5 p.m. update. Their next update is at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so in 30 minutes when I'm recording this video. But it's expected to get to hurricane strength, just barely Category 1, but again, there's not much of a difference between a hurricane and strong tropical storm. They should be taken seriously nonetheless. Notice it keeps its relative strength as it moves to the Northeast. Obviously not as a hurricane, but probably a tropical storm in some parts. And that could definitely bring quite some heavy rain across even, portions of the Northeast. New York City, Long Island, Nantucket, Cape Cod, all those, those extended areas out into the ocean. And then, of course, Florida, just north of Tampa, potentially making landfall at around tomorrow midday, maybe towards the afternoon. But, yeah, definitely a significant event and a very early one, kind of out of the ordinary. It's a bit early for sure. Notice that's the radar right there. Quite a bit of circulation with that. It's not a super well defined system, but definitely not a bad storm. It almost has an eye. If you were to take a look at the interactive radar again, notice a lot of systems, a lot of storms right across Minnesota, Wisconsin. Again, some of them severe, some of them not. And then across the Northeast, we just had a pretty nasty line move through New York City, but notice it weakened just as it went through New York City and then kind of re-strengthened. But yeah, it's going to sweep through the rest of Long Island, New Jersey, and yeah, so that's definitely why they have those severe thunderstorm watches up. We do have some showers and storms across the South with that tropical storm moisture energy, and then there's an actual tropical storm, almost hurricane. There's our center of circulation. You notice it is almost almost an eye right there. It's almost developing, and so yeah, definitely impressive. Notice it's quite some heavy rain with that, pushing into Englewood now, Florida, Fort Myers, Sarasota. Definitely some significant flooding with that probably going on, and storm surge as well. We saw some footage from Key West. It was quite some flooding right there was going on. I think there's actually a picture of it on the Weather Channel here. of the the flooding that people are dealing with right there. Look how it looked, Tom. Yeah, you could tell that's definitely some wet stuff going on there, for sure. And that will continue to ride up Florida into Georgia, South Carolina, and push towards the northeast. All right, let's start talking about the actual storm systems that we were supposed to talk about. So GFS, right? Forecast loop. Let's take a glance at this. Notice there's our tropical system, and this is what I'm coining the system one, right? That cold front that is right now occurring across the northern United States. This combined with all the energy that's kind of floating around from that tropical system. Notice it all combines into this midweek, and it kind of moves into the northeast. Notice Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, a lot of rain moving in, and again, that is kind of our first system. Notice as it pushes off, still quite some heavy rain, more of like a low pressure tropical depression, but it could still, according to the National Hurricane Center, be a tropical storm as it approaches the northeast or re-strengthens into one, right? So that pushes off quite a bit of rain. Notice even areas that are way off the coast. All right, after that first storm, this is our second storm, potentially more nasty and bigger, aside from having the first one having that tropical storm factor to it. Notice right there, look at that. Look at all that rain going on across Nebraska, Iowa. Again, rain, severe thunderstorms, possibly a risk. With this type of event, definitely I would say greater chance for severe weather than what we have going on today. And notice this thing sticks on for quite a while. It's pretty big. This is now into Saturday, early Saturday. This is now into late Saturday. Notice during the afternoon hours, we see a refinement of thunderstorms. Look at that. Here, all the way into Ohio, Virginia, Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, pushes into potentially Illinois, northern Indiana, just the Midwest and northern southern U.S. And this is now into Sunday, late Sunday almost into early Monday. And look, the thunderstorms travel across the south. We still have that circulation spinning away, reproducing its thunderstorms now further towards the east. Now it does weaken as it pushes towards the east, but still some showers, some storms. And this is kind of where it kind of starts dying off, and we start seeing new systems. You notice on Wednesday we see just a lot of showers, storms, clusters, and I guess that could be like a third system. Notice as the pattern definitely remains active with lots of bouts of precip and storms. But yeah, definitely that's going to have a kickstart from this second system, which eventually does slide off, right? Notice right there, but it does leave behind a very stable and moist atmosphere for more thunderstorm development. So let's take a glance at the precip outlook from each of these systems. Notice that from this first one, which pulls away from the northeast right around this beginning of the weekend, quite some heavy amounts, 1 to 2 inches, possibly, again, isolated amounts, 3 to 4. Noticed by the coastal areas of Texas quite a bit as well. And from that second system, notice how much it leaves across the Midwest. Quite some good amounts of rain right there, definitely. 3, 4, again, probably some amounts approaching half a foot of rainfall. Notice quite a bit of activity across New Mexico into southern Colorado, but again, it is kind of a hit or miss type thing. But notice as he pushes forward, a lot of rain falls, especially across, the same areas over and over again. That could lead to some, look at that, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches all across these states. The Northeast, some pretty good amounts. Florida, the South, this is Texas, this is New Mexico, Arizona, picking up some good amounts, finally a bit further towards the west. So yeah, that definitely could be a good thing if the GFS was right. In case you're wondering when this will be occurring, well, the first system is already pretty much occurring right now, and it will continue to traverse towards the east on Thursday. Notice hitting the Northeast kind of into Thursday, so in 2 days and into Friday morning, and then really far portions of the Northeast still kind of stuck in it almost till Saturday. And then the second system begins across the Midwest on late Friday and starts going into Saturday night as well, and hits the Northeast by Tuesday, around Tuesday to Wednesday. But even once that happens, there's still, you could see additional rain chances pretty much every few days for the next several days following that second system. And again, a lot of those rain chances will bring quite a bit of rain with each, potentially many areas seeing maybe even double-digit amounts of rain by the end of this 10-day forecast, according to the GFS. The European, very similar. Let's take a glance at that precipitation outlook. Notice there's our cold front today, stretching across the northern U.S., pushes into the Great Lakes. Notice as it pushes towards the east, combines with that tropical storm energy, lots of showers firing up tomorrow, or I should say Thursday, across the Northeast, the Great Lakes. And that system, look at that, the European keeps it strong, intensifying it, putting it right through the DC area, Delaware, Maryland, quite a bit of heavy rain into Long Island, Massachusetts, Boston, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and it finally leaves the Northeast by Saturday. Late Friday. So again, if you're wondering when that tropical storm could hit you, the European is favoring early Friday morning and into the day for the Northeast. Most of them seeing some rain, but further towards the south and east across Thursday and late Thursday evening. And then notice that that second system then begins firing up again. Probably the first significant wave from it is Friday evening, goes into Saturday. Notice Saturday evening it blows up again. Kind of takes a little maybe quiet period during the day, but according to this, Sunday even looks active, and Monday during the night it does wind down a bit. Or this is Sunday a day. Now this is Sunday during the night, and Monday during the day you can see it fires up again a bit right there, and then it calms down. But yeah, definitely quite a bit of precipitation, and like the GFS, the European keeps it active. Notice bouts of showers and storms kind of following that, but it only goes out to 240, not as long as the GFS. Notice though it does favor some, again, heavy rain amounts, and obviously wherever that tropical storm will track, that could be up to 6-7 inches in some of these locations, maybe a bit less towards the northeast, but still some decent amounts nonetheless. Notice the plains, there will be a quarter of rain. Whether that sets up further to the north or south, it depends, but where it does, there could be some decent amounts of 1 to 2 inches from those thunderstorms. But notice some areas unfortunately are going to get missed out by that. If you were to take a glance now at the Canadian model and show its forecast, notice relatively the same, focusing the Great Lakes a bit more widespread and scattered, kind of towards, I should say, a bit less and more scattered across the northern plains. Heavy rain towards the northeast, especially where that tropical storm remnants travel. It does favor the southwest with continual rainfall. Let's just quickly take a look at this forecast loop. Notice there's our first system, our storm, tropical storm, our cold front merging together in energy. Notice, and that tracks to, according to the Canadian, it's a bit weaker, but look, very, very similar track as a European, taking almost the center of circulation right over New York City, Boston, the Northeast. A lot of heavy rain with that for sure, and definitely some heavy rain or some stronger winds. And then there's our second system. You can see the Canadian develops it on Friday evening into Saturday. Big day on Saturday, potentially for severe weather, and into Sunday during the day as well. Notice it stretches that into the northeast with a bit more vigor than the GFS and European, and that's by Monday and Tuesday as that passes through. But you can see more bouts of rain, according to this model, similarly to the GFS, what it was showing. Let's take a glance on some of the high-res models. So this is, let's take a look at the RAP, right? It goes out to 51 hours every 6 hours, and this is a updated model run. Notice there's our cold front, there's our tropical storm. This is again only up to 51 hours, but look at all that rain across the southeast, that cold front delivering some showers further towards the north. That combines with energy, and then boom, it starts traveling towards the northeast. But the RAP model doesn't really keep it as a tropical storm, but definitely still a lot of rain. But again, I think it's going to be more of like a European model type scenario where there is going to be distinct circulation traveling all the way into portions of the northeast. And look, it does make landfall right there on the kind of the Big Bend area of Florida, right? And yeah, so definitely right where the Panhandle connects to the actual kind of mainland, if you will. And again, the exact landfall of that is still a bit uncertain. There's the RAP, the RDPS, the Canadian kind of high-res version. Notice cold front shows quite a bit of activity, quite a bit of vigor. There's our tropical system making landfall a bit further towards the south and east than compared to the RAP model. But again, look at that. Lots of rain potentially across the north. That's kind of the first wave. Then it gets reinforced with the second wave. And yeah, look, very heavy rain traversing and little to no break. And we start seeing that second wave developing across the Dakotas and into portions of Iowa, Missouri, and Illinois. Total accumulated precipitation, QPF. Notice very heavy amounts where that tropical storm occurs, but honestly, even wherever some storms occur, there could be heavy amounts of rain as those thunderstorms are fueled with lots of moisture. Look at that across the south, quite a good amounts as well. So just keep your eyes to the sky, keep your eyes on the radar. There's a lot of stuff to be keeping track of, and I can't just go over everything in one video. Notice the NAM 3Cam does a pretty good job of showing that. Obviously, tons of rain where that tropical storm energy is, and look at that, it shows a ton across Texas. And look at those pop-up little showers. I mean, some areas, notice 2, right? You saw like there's like 4 inches right there, and other, look at that, 4, and then just a little bit over, nothing. So kind of a hit or miss. Again, quite a bit of rain where that tropical storm tracks, and likewise across with that cold front across the west, or kind of the Mississippi, upper Mississippi Valley, the southern Mississippi Valley, some decent rains as well. And then notice the northwest picking up a bit, but not enough to where they should be. Unfortunately, it's been super dry and hot there. NAM 12 km, a less high res version of the NAM 12 km. Notice very similar thing. Quite a bit of rain with that cold front around the northeast as well, the east. Yeah, definitely quite a bit of showers. 1, 2, 3 inches. Again, these will have torrential downpours. Look at that. Some pockets maybe of 6, 7 inches. I wouldn't be surprised. And some rain across the Dakotas as well. This doesn't really encapsulate the second system, more so kind of the rain from the first system, which you could see it's quite a big system by itself, followed by that second one, which is going to add insult to injury where they don't need the rain. This is the United Kingdom model. Notice it does show obviously quite a bit of rain, and it does take that tropical storm a bit further off the coast, but quite a bit of rain with that for sure. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next episode. See ya. Bye.